Next up, we have The Cosmos, free download, by Mafia Pineapple, featured in Geometry Dash is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, what happens if we reach 10,000 before Christmas? The gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers, updated disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitared, so please keep that in mind. With that, let's do this. The Cosmos, let's go. Okay, so right before it changes, we start with one main element divided into two, which is a piano, right? The piano, of course, being the most complete out of most of the keyboards we've had history-wise until the invention of the synthesizer, and it's basically something that you play with two hands. And the way it's usually going to be done is that you're going to have one hand playing either the chords or maybe the bass line, and then the other hand is going to play the melody. In this case, that is exactly what is happening. We're having one hand playing the bass line in what is called octaves, which is when you play the same note more than once. So here's, for example, C, here's C again, an octave lower, and you can very much kind of thing. And then the other hand is doing is giving us our initial motif, right? Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the essence from which everything else comes from. And most importantly, this motif is being immediately developed. We are doing different variations of the motif, although the whole idea is still the same. We have one hit of the bass, then we have the melody above happening, which is called call and response. Call and response being a musical conversation. One part does the call, in this case the bass hitting, and then we have the response giving us that full motif. So we're having that happen, and in addition you can hear the echo of the piano, which again, when you're using electronic instruments, you're not really going to be able to do that naturally. Like, you're not going to be able to naturally create echo in an electronic sound wave. So the way you do it is you emulate it. There's two ways. There's reverb and there's delay. Reverb is small-scale echo. Imagine yourself in a big room, like an auditorium, maybe a church, a cathedral, something like that. For example, I have here, here's C minor. This is without the reverb. And then if I turn on reverb over here, you're going to be able to hear it. Like, you can hear the sound linger a little bit before dissipating. Whereas delay is what we would usually consider to be actual echo. You know, you're sitting atop of a mountain and you just yell, echo, 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 that kind of echo. And because these are emulated, and the way that they work is that you just, whatever is being played gets repeated at whatever interval happens, right? So if it's reverb, it just gets repeated immediately multiple times, and it just gets quieter every time. Delay, similar, just to through a longer period of time. And with that, you can change how fast or how slow the echo happens. And that's exactly what is happening over here with Mafia Pineapple, who is adjusting that echo to be on beat. So let's go back a couple of seconds because we're about to introduce drums. Let's see where this goes. Do the ancient people still watch your videos? Yeah. Oh. Okay, so we bring in this really cool drum set, fairly active, and we are immediately engaging in what I believe would be side chaining. Side chaining is basically when the drums interrupt the other part, and you can hear it. Whenever the bass drum hits, the rest doesn't. Like, the rest kind of shuts up while the bass hits. Magnus, welcome today. How you doing? So I think we're having this going on, is when I think of piano. Yeah, it's fairly rare, but it's fairly rare for people to remember that the piano has bass. Like, it goes pretty low. Like, the piano has one of the largest ranges of music, so really, really cool. And Vinmel, welcome to the day. Thank you, appreciate it. Let's see where this goes. So we are repeating the same motif. And now we bring a variation of the motif. We assign it to a new synth high up above. And instead of having the call and response, waiting for the call and response, we're now doing a variation that is just doing the melody all in one go without the bass having it before. Really cool. Let's see where it goes. Repeat again. Nice. Oh, variation. There you go. Nice. We hold that note up. And, oh, that was clever. So we have a moment where we slow down the drums, kind of like a transition there. And while the note is being held up high, we are bringing one of the variations from before, and we are using it kind of like an arpeggio. Arpeggios, of course, we have Italians in the chat. Arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time. So we're doing arpeggio with, I believe, an appoggiatura. An arpeggio, as I said, you play a chord one note at a time. That's how it works. And an appoggiatura is when you make, it's a type of melody that is a leap accompaniment by stepwise motion. So in music you can do stepwise motion, which is going to the note immediately after. And then there's leapwise motion, which is all the other intervals. That kind of thing. So an appoggiatura is when you have an arpeggiation that, or a leap that ends with a step. That kind of thing. The opposite of an appoggiatura is an escape tone. Leap. That is step accompanied by a leap. So yeah, there you go. So we have the arpeggio appoggiatura happening, which is part of the motif, and there you go. The appoggiatura. There you go. So yeah, we have these things going on over here, and yeah, there are so many. Basically, every melody that you can imagine can be explained with many of these. They are in counterpoint. They're described as non-chord tones, but in general, they can just be used to describe different types of melodies. So in this case, these melodies are a combination of escape tones and appoggiaturas and passing tones and whatnot. D-Hops, welcome today. How you doing? So yeah, let's see where it goes. We have a suspicious amount of French in this chat. Well done. All right, so we bring it to the build-up and... So... we now have a quick build-up. We do a little bit of rhythmic displacement over here to delay the dropping of the beat. And now we bring in, of course, our first dropping of the beat. We have that nice whoop-whoop bass. And in the meantime, we're having very fast arpeggios giving us what I think is a reduced version of the motif. So reduction is a way that you can develop material with, in which you speed up what you were, a melody or a rhythm. It's usually in the rhythm you speed something up, right? So let's say we have, you have that, and reduction just means you're speeding up the melody, while the rest would be pretty much the same. While the rest of the piece would remain relatively the same. That is not to be confused or mixed up with accelerando or retardando. Accelerando, which usually is just ACC, is to speed up. Retardando, which is usually RIT, is to slow down, and this is for everybody, right? Accelerando means everybody speeds up. Retardando means everybody slows down. If you're gonna do it to one melody in particular, reduction is when you do it to a single line or something more conceptual, and then elongation is when you do it the opposite. Reduction is when you speed up, elongation is when you slow down, while the rest of the piece remains untouched. Accelerando, you speed up the entire piece. Retardando is when you slow down the entire ensemble. Reduction is when you do it to maybe a motif or a single rhythm, and elongation as well. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Nice whoop whoop bass over here with hits of the chords. Interestingly enough as well, that the chords being played on the upper side, I think they might be the same chords we were having at the beginning. I think they're the same chords played at the same speed. But yeah, let's see where this goes. Nice, this is nice. We repeat it again. We speed up the whoop whoop a little bit. And we continue going. So, we have now spent a good chunk of time with the dropping of the beat. When you're making music, you want to keep a careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same thing, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception, which is solos. No matter what style, no matter what genre, you bring in a solo, as long as it sounds cool and it fits enough, you can get away with whatever you want. And then there is an additional exception for electronic music, which is dropping the beat. You drop the beat, as long as it sounds cool enough and it fits enough, you can get away with whatever. But those, it doesn't mean that they become immune to these practices, to the familiarity versus new material, is that they are a lot more forgiving. But them being more forgiving does not make them immune to this. Too much of a solo, and it gets boring. Too much of new material being introduced, way too overwhelmingly, it gets overwhelming. So there is a line. The line just gets pushed a lot more. So nice. So Mafia Pineapple made this when it was very young. So yeah, no, we're having a really long dropping of the beat, but we are having some variation there. So let's just see where it goes. Because yeah, we bring back the original version of the drum, and there we go. Right as it was about to start getting boring, Mafia Pineapple switches it around. That's how you do it. Playing very much on the line, pushing the line, but making the switch right when it needed to be. Let me go back a couple of seconds. Let's see. Arpeggios from the synths. So now we bring the arpeggios that I believe we were doing during the drop, and we are now elongating those, and now we are hearing them in full over here, which I believe these would be done in octave displacement. Excuse me. So octave displacement is, as the name suggests, you displace something into a different octave. Music, we use what is called scales. That's what the combination of notes that you're going to have available for your piece. Usually, these are going to be 7 notes out of the chromatic scale. So let's take, for example, the key of A minor. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That is 7 notes, with then A being the octave. And as you can see, octave just means that you repeat. It's the same note being done in a different pitch. So let's do this again. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. So let's bring in 3 octaves of this. And octave displacement, what it means is that you take whatever melody, let's say we're doing A, B, C, right? A, B, C. Nice and simple. Very nice, very simple. But what we're going to do is that we're going to now play A, B, C in that order, but not in the same octave. So what we can do A, B, and C, and we end up with, it's still A, B, and C. We can swap the order around, we can do this, and in essence, that's what we were doing with the motif. The motif was very nice and encapsulated before. Now we've opened it up, we're doing it, and we're doing it fast now. So we're doing a reduction with octave displacement, and we bring back the original bass line and everything. Let's see where this goes. Elongation, sorry, of the thing. Let's see where this goes. Very nice. Very nice. Variations. Very quick. Nice, nice. So now we're allowing it to, we're allowing this to develop. So we repeat once again. We are now using some chimes, I believe, as a doubling over here. Doubling when you have more than one instrument doing the same thing at the same time. We bring in some chimes to add a bit more adornment. It's a good melody. It's a good melody. We're developing it further. Not much to be said. Let's see where it goes. And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm choosing not to use it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition that makes your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land, right? How do you do this? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well. You just remove from the lower end upwards, and you end up with this, right? Right now we're having this with brief moments of kind of like landing and then going upwards. Let's see where it goes. So we're building up. We're definitely using this to build up. All right. We bring this back. We bring everything back slowly. So we had a brief moment of removing every layer one by one, and now we are bringing them back immediately. Kind of defeats the purpose of what you just did here. It still works. It's just I would have, you know, leaving like maybe another measure or two of just those things instead of leaving us with only one beat when there's only one thing. Minor thing, I would say. So let's see where this goes. Immediate build-up and rhythmic displacement. There we go. We bring the dropping of the beat back. Nice. And welcome to the hit one. Let's see. And yeah, I think we're gonna do the same thing as we did last time with the dropping of the beat. Let's see. The drop is really good. Yeah, the drop is really good. Yeah, we're doing the exact same thing that we were doing before. We are engaging in probably one of the most straightforward types of form that exists. Form, of course, being the structure of your piece. Structure as opposed to songs where you have lyrics and you can be like, oh, this is the verse, this is the chorus, this is this and this and that. In instrumental music, you need to use sections. And in this case, we had a quick introduction. We went to section A. Then we had the beat drop, section B. Then we went to section A prime because we were doing similar things in this part over here. We were doing variations of the original thing, which I guess the introduction would have been A as well. And now we are bringing B prime, which is the prime. The apostrophe just means that it's a variation. We're doing a variation of everything. So A prime, A double prime, and B prime. Yeah, an extended A with an extra B added to this. I think this is ternary. So let's see where it goes. And we got the outro. Outro, which resembles the intro. So, A triple prime. There we go. One last hit of the cymbal. How are you gonna end this? So it's a more aggressive version of the intro. And We let it go one more time. We let it echo out, and there you have it. Texture-wise, yeah, no, the sound design was really good. Form-wise, very straightforward, I would say. Like, you know, A prime, B, A double prime, B prime, because it was a minor variation. A triple prime, which is basically just the intro mirroring the outro, just a little bit more developed. Yeah, it works. It works. It's good. Good, yeah. So there you have it. That was The Cosmos by Mafia Pineapple, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 before Christmas 2025, which not likely at this point, but still possible, if it still happens, on top of doing the audiobook fanfiction thing that I offered, I will also be playing a single video game of the choice of the community. Whatever y'all vote for, it'll trump all other games, and we'll just dedicate a few shows for that, right? And yes, this could include Geometry Dash if you all vote for it, right? But it has to happen. And of course, this has to happen with legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounting, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, so go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also, use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that. Link down below for the Discord. Go join. We have good stuff there. Artists, Mafia Pineapple, or anybody else out there on YouTube or otherwise musicians, this is an open invitation. If you want any of my skills for any of your projects, whether it is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, or if you want help figuring out something for your composition, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's do stuff, let's make stuff, right? And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that could benefit from it, from any of my skills, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Be cool about things. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we're aiming for Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Central European Time, at the time of recording at least. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you do not live in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So if you live in Mountain Cow, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch. They're both linked down below. It's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Bastard. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live on stream on the main show, and then the recordings go there. Link down below in the description, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Bastard. Just plug the J for a G, and you got it. And, yeah. There you go. There you go. That was Cosmos, Mafia Pineapple. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. But, yeah, let's move on.